Alright, so this is just a quick video about sealing Z&P sensors for long-term use for continuous monitoring in sort of environments like a bioreactor or maybe a sort of water monitoring situation, but somewhere where the sensors have got to be kind of in situ for quite a long time. Now, we often pattern these electrodes up to be specific to the analyte of interest. And what we could do is we could flip the electrodes and we could actually have contact points on the back side. So in a situation like that, you would potentially have the electrodes on one side, and rather than contacting at the ends, you would actually contact through the back side. Now what you're going to need to do then is you're going to have to seal around these edges in order to not let the liquid or samples ingress into and short the electronics or short the contact points. So that's one way of doing it. Now the problem with making edge seals like that is you don't have much of an edge, and that gets worse if you're using sort of semiconductor type materials. So what my suggestion is rather than using the edges to seal, take a design. So this is a mock-up, and I'm going to complete this video in a minute, but the mock-up is this. I've embedded a sensor in here, and so the idea is you can bring electrical contacts down through the barrel, and then the sensor itself is like sticking out the end here, and what we'll end up doing is we'll end up epoxying all in here. If I put it next to this other piece of ceramic, you can get a sense of how much sealing we're actually going to be doing. We're going to be sealing with a good 10 millimeters worth of epoxy. So, you know, that's quite a lot of epoxy that we can kind of get in there, or some sort of sealing material, you know, 10 millimeters worth. So rather than relying on a seal around something that's here, you'd have a sealing sealing area along here that's 625 microns worth of thickness, so you have to seal along there. With this one, you can seal along 10 millimeters worth of thickness, so that's it's over 20 times it. So what I have here then is a two-part epoxy, and I will mix that up, and then I will use it to seal the sensor into that barrel. Okay, so this is the second part, and so now what we've done is I've let the epoxy dry, so now we've sort of sealed the sensor into the cylinder. I mean, this is super hard now. So we have a sensor epoxied in there, and as you know, it's sealed with about 10 millimeters worth of length, so there's certainly a lot of material in there that's sort of sealing that in there. Okay, so that's the idea, how to turn a let's say a ZP flat printed sensor configuration into a sort of something more cylindrical, so it can be used more as a probe. And really it's just a sort of a show and tell about how we could do that. You know, that's how we could do that kind of sealing, or how to turn that into a more of a, from a flat sensor into a probe sensor. Okay.